Good afternoon or good evening, everybody. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a commercial food photographer and cookbook author. And every single Saturday, we sit and we chat for an hour and a half and we plan our weeks. Or we journal, or we do art, or some people do their housework and just listen to me prattle on in the background. Um, if you are, we also share like what we're watching and stuff like that, and just share tips about many different things. If you are watching, come say hi in chat. Let me know what you will be doing for the next hour and a half. I will be setting up my week in my Jibun Techo biz. I officially start my quarterly staycation on Monday. However, because we are like 2 months out, just under 2 months out for the Canadian pub date, and just over 2 months out for the rest of the world pub date for my book, I'm actually really busy right now in um, meetings and interviews and having to write articles for different things. So, yeah, technically, I'm on my time off. Hello, hello, hello to you too, Anomic. Yeah, so technically, I'm on my time off, but I still have work-related things that I'm doing, which is a little weird, but I've been taking a lot of downtime this first quarter, um, just for a lot of different reasons. So, time off is number 5. So let's just first remind myself that I am technically. Did I lose it? No, I did not. Here it is, I think. Yes. Technically, I'm on time off. What are you up to today, Anomic? So my priority this week is to relax as much as humanly possible. This is what this top section is for people who are new. Relax as much as possible, despite the fact that I still have a few work-related things that I do have to get done over the next few weeks of my holiday. Um, so, then personal timey LCG. It's not it. I'll take these out just because I know. Here we go. Now back to number 5. Anomic has to plan for the week ahead today. Cool. So, let's talk about our weeks that was while we start setting up our week that is to be. This week, we started watching because the last episode dropped. So we started watching The Last of Us. We finished episode 3 last night. I think it's safe to say. I mean, I'm a really bad judge of this because it takes a lot to disturb me and upset me. But I think it is safe to say that it is not for the faint of heart, especially if you are a parent. Um, yeah, especially if you are a parent, then it is one of those things that you need to know going into it. It is going to pull on your parental heartstrings a lot. And I might suggest, might I suggest, that you do not eat while watching it. If you are at all squeamish in like as far as I don't want to say it's too gory, but there are some scenes that are not great if you're trying to if you're trying to have food. That is all to say, though, it is very good, and despite a lot of like really heavy, I mean, it is a dystopian plague pandemic show, after all. So, but it's also very warm, heartwarming at the same time. So, and I think it's one of those things because it's based off of the video game, and I haven't played the video game, but it's one of those things where I would not be able to play the video game without being really, really anxious, during certain parts of it. And I can't give spoilers, but yeah, it is a really good show. I recommend it unless you do not um like it's not really horror. Well, it kind of is. There is body horror. Obvious. There I won't say obviously because you might not know about it. There is body horror, which is like zombies, but they're yeah, so if you're not into if you have and they're fast moving zombies is another thing you need to know. Very fast moving. So, that's all I'm going to say. But it's not a zombie show. It is very much about family and community, in a post apocalypse. Well, it's not really an apocalypse. Kinda. I guess it is because the pandemic causes an apocalyptic type situation. Um, but yeah, it's good. I like it. And we waited until the very last episode dropped before we started watching it. So, GG010. So, yeah. And we haven't started watching season 3 of Ted Lasso yet. We're going to start that after we're done with The Last of Us. And then we're also excited that season 2 of Bel Air starts on Monday, but we won't be getting to that again until we're done because we like to watch shows all at once. So, unless it's like network television, and then we do it once a week just because there's so many more episodes. But when the seasons are short, like 10 to 13 episodes, again, and another exception being Picard or like any Star Trek show, we like to wait until all the episodes are available before we start watching them. Um, so, um, live plan with me, and then priority is to relax. Feel like. See, this is really sad to me. I keep like using permanent markers on here, and then they just keep wiping off, and I don't understand. Okay, it's really something. I have a deadline this Friday. I had it last Friday. I missed it. I'm gonna have to move it to this week because last week sending, I was in email and meetings pretty much all. Is that right? Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, I had to. This is the week where it's like email everybody, relaxation. Yes. um, I probably sent, I don't know, close to like 50 emails this past week, just all about like book things and setting up different interviews and reaching out to friends and like who are like influencers. God, I hate that word. Um, to see like exactly how they can help promote the book and it. it was very taxing because even though it's not peopling in person, it is still peopling to my brain. And I'm just so tired. And I feel like I got nothing done, but I actually got a, 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 um, a heckin' a lot done. I'm trying to figure out how to say that where I don't know. I am looking for a specific color. Deadline. Number 8. We'll see if I can get it done this Friday as well. So I just really like that pop of bluish gray there. It is so good to my brain. Okay, so 6 books. Today's dog food day, so Sunday, Tuesday is dog food day, and then Friday. Um, Cow up, deadline, milk deadline. I think I have to cancel cheese again today. We have like 3 blocks of cheese. A massive amount of what? A massive amount of relaxation. I lost the thread there. Sorry. So if you could let me know. Uh, Milk delivery and co-op delivery. Oh, I got groceries coming on Monday too. That reminds me. I have a story to tell once Nomic lets me know a massive amount of what? Um, Grocery delivery. Of stuff done. Yes. That's a good way of putting it. Yes. So, sad story. I My toaster that I've had since 1994, very very long time. Um, Kick lately. Yes. Um, I have been on a cheese string kick lately. Interesting. So we have like there's lots of like dairies on Vancouver Island and cheese producers and whatever. And so the cheese that we get is like extra old, sharp white cheddar from a dairy producer here on Vancouver Island. And it is the best cheese ever. And normally we have like a block once a week, but for some whatever we have not been eating as much cheese lately as normal. So we have like 3 blocks of cheese in the fridge, and like it's an automatic thing that just gets automatically delivered to us every week, along with our milk and our yogurt. That's all locally um, made from local dairies, and so we just have a massive, massive amount in the fridge, and I've already like stopped like suspended the cheese part of our delivery for 3 weeks, but we still have. I opened up the fridge today to find still like 3 blocks of cheese, and even though I made like a cheesy, spicy mac hamburger mac um, the other day that used a bunch of anyways, it's like never. It's like hidden everywhere throughout our fridge. It's like cheese for an entire lifetime. Let me get to my meetings this week. So that meeting, I think, is at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Oh, there's some, I have to update this. 1 second. Go to my calendar. Um, yes, on Friday I have physio. Um, and then on the 31st, I have radio interview. And that's already there. Okay. So, feel like I'm missing a meeting this week, but maybe not. Not the best for your digestive system. Yeah, cheese strings I cannot do because cheese strings is a soft cheese and it is high in lactose and it 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 I'm lactose intolerant and have IBS and GERD. And so soft cheeses do all those like they aggravate all those things. Hard cheeses though don't have as much lactose in it and they have bacteria that's still active, and same with like Greek yogurt that what lactose it has actively it works like lactate. So it's so it's just one of those things where I'm glad I can do hard cheeses. It makes me sad every now and then. I like give in to to my darker, I wouldn't say darker self. I give into the part of me that's like, self-care is not all that important. And I will have like a cheesecake or whatever, and then I pay for it with my dear life while I'm trying to sleep. With my absolute dear life. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where MG030, there we go. It's one of those things where um, I, every now and then, yeah, it's worth the pain, though. It's absolutely worth the pain as far as I'm concerned. So this is CP meeting, and then my physio, I think, is also at 1 o'clock on Friday. It's probably going to be an hour and a half. So LCG. Thankfully, it's virtual. So, yeah, I think I talked about it last week. My other physio appointment just absolutely like wipes me out. And so, um, Namak is saying they have been so convenient for an on-to-go protein. Yes. And then they pay for it later. Yes. That is like the thing about cheese strings, and because it's lower fat, it's like when those but they're finding actually that fat found in dairy is actually not like how for a long time like you um fat from dairy is bad for your like cholesterol and your heart health and all that other stuff. And now they're finding, especially in cheeses, because of the cultures and other stuff, is like, wait, nope. After all, we may have actually demonized milk fat for no reason. So have that cheese that is high protein, and if you need to have that cheese and or that dairy to help fulfill your protein needs. So that's always interesting. I mean, the science has never settled on these things, but yeah, it's just always interesting to me. 1 second. I have. I gotta respond to something on my phone really quickly. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I'm not meaning to have dead air. I just have to respond to something. Sorry. Um. Okay. Back to this. Personal time, LCG, exercise. So I don't know if I said it yet or not, but I am officially now, after being on co-pilot for almost 3 months. It'll be 3 months at the end of this month. I 100% recommend it now, without a doubt, if you are in a position to be able to afford it. It's just been very, very, very good. I don't use it for motivation reasons, but my coach has been trainer coach, whatever you want to call him, has been like very good with working according to my disabilities and with my physiotherapist, like just very good. So I'm happy about that. Oh, and another thing that has been interesting is that like we found out that once a week my body goes into hibernation, and we've been able to like actually track it with better certainty over the last few months, where like for a whole entire week, and that hibernation week was last week, we're trying to get like my heart rate above 65 is real work. And so we've decided that for that week where my body is like, nope, I just need to be in a hibernation mode, that I don't do dance on those weeks and like have what is effectively a deload week. But in my case, it's just like removing part of my cardio and weights for the week, because dance is both cardio and weight exercises in my case because of how vigorous I go. CG020. BG. Warm gray. What the heck and heck? Here we go. CG. Oh, that's BG. Okay, why? That makes no sense. Cool gray 02, but the lettering is BG 020. That just makes absolutely no, here we go, no sense to me. Um, right in. So another thing I need to remember is to use arrows, since I'm not like outlining anymore. And I keep forgetting that I'm using like down arrows because it's a new thing. And it's weird how long it takes me to form new routines. I love routines, but because I am such a creature of routine, any change in my routine I think takes me extra time to do, like, than someone who isn't neurodivergent to adopt them. Um, and now, like saying, a little pause in the routine sounds like a good balance. Yes, especially for the amount that I do left. Like, and now, like we just moved to me doing four sets instead of 3 sets, and like I am the overall load is a lot. I guess is a way of saying it. Um, and so apparently I'm really strong. And I didn't quite understand how strong I was until I did my time off number 3, till I was at physio, and um, she was doing like these assessments where she would like have my leg go at these really, I'd be on my stomach, and she'd be like, okay, lift your leg to like a very specific angle, so it's not all the way up or all the way down, but kind of somewhere in the middle. And then she'd like put her whole entire body and whole entire weight to cut, like we were arm wrestling, but her body on my leg. And then I would have to hold it for like 5 seconds, so she could see which muscles of mine are engaging and what one is not engaging because of my nerve damage. And like she was like telling me afterwards that I made her um sweat because it was basically like having to do um arm wrestling, but time off, but with my leg. So it was just a good what's the word? It was a nice reinforcement that physically I am strong. My nerves just don't send. There's like nerve damage, and so parts of my lower body are not getting proper nerve signal. Um, and so when you're lifting as high of a load that I am, having a deload week is important for recovery and for injury prevention and like just building muscle strength. So, okay, what else do I? Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, TV me. Ooh, LW. This one. I'm gonna like saying you were too much of a force with the laughing emoji. Yes, I mean I guess that is a very good way to put it. And I'm always surprised at how strong I am because I don't feel strong anymore just because there's like a void where I don't feel like I actually like it's like I'm sending brain signal into a black hole is like really the best way that I can explain it. Like I can sense the signal loss in my brain when I try and make my leg do something and my leg parts of my leg are just missing. And so and then there's the whole age thing that your muscles do break down as you get older. It is more difficult to not only maintain strength as you get older, but also to gain strength. So I'm doing pretty good, all things considering. You know what? I'm not going to put Job's journal in this week. I haven't. Oh, you know what? I did not do it, and I have to return. I think you know this, Anomic, but for people who are like watching this, who are new, who don't know this, when I'm listening to an audiobook, I read along either with the physical copy or the digital copy. And I've had the audiobook for Will Smith's memoir for a bazillion years. Not for a bazillion years, that's an over-exaggeration, since it was released in my Kobo. And I borrowed the e-version from my library weeks and weeks ago, and it's being returned on Monday, and I still haven't listened or read it. Same with Kelly Ripa's um, memoir. And I had meant over the last few weeks on my Mondays to listen to the Will Smith memoir while reading it, and I have not yet. So I think what I'm going to do as a goal is not really a goal. Let's not do it that way because that's like setting up for success or for failure. Like just put in that I to actually um, get around to listening and reading those memoirs. So I don't know if you all are Kelly Ripa fans and Mark Consuelos fans. I have been. I'm not going to be ashamed, but when I was younger, I loved Sick Days because it was The Price is Right followed by All My Children. And I have been following Kelly and Mark, who are almost the same age. They're only a few years older than me, um, since they were on All My Children. And I love that he is taking over for Ryan Seacrest on um, the Kelly and Ryan show. And starting April 17th is when Mark is going to be on as the permanent co-host. So live with Kelly and Mark, and I cannot wait to be able to set my PVR to because it's like we're not going to be watching it live because it's East Coast time and that's just way too early. But while we have our morning coffees, I'm very much looking forward to having that first 15-20 minutes where they just like banter and stuff to watch that. I don't care about the interviews. I care about okay, I'll ignore it. I don't care about the interviews that they have afterwards. I just care about that morning 15 minutes and whenever that they're together and airing their dirty laundry and actually using it sometimes for couples therapy because they don't tell each other like every time Mark has been like a substitute like fill-in co-host. Mark has never told Kelly what he's going to say, and like he's actually admitted to it, and they're both cool with that. That sometimes he uses the live audience to gauge whether or not an argument they are having, who's in the right? Is Kelly in the right, or is Mark in the right, or whatever? Um, and so I'm really much looking forward. Yeah, old married couple chat, exactly. I just love those two, and they're so good. It's not. It's they are just such a good couple. Um, and so I'm very much looking forward. And the only thing that I'm sad about is that all their kids now are all grown up, and so they don't have those stories to tell anymore. But if you have not seen it yet, I recommend um, you all watch on YouTube the morning. I think if you were to search on YouTube, Live with Kelly and Mark, Lola walks in to the bedroom. I'm pretty sure it was Lola who walked in on them one morning. And their parents were over for, anyways. It was, and they do those things and they embarrass their kids. I'm not one for embarrassing their children on television. I don't believe in like public shaming or whatever, but they do it in a way that the kids have the buy-in, right? Like they're not using their children for entertainment points, but the way they tell stories are just it's a friggin' crack up, let me tell you. Absolutely hilarious. And I'm just very much looking forward to um, April 17th and that being a part of my morning coffee with my partner. Um, we're both very much looking forward to it. So let's do some decorating. Oh no, this is birthdays, not doggos. I need my doggos. Where are my doggos? Somewhere in here. Oh no, I want my very last few doggos. It's such a tragedy. Oh, also, here, I'll give a link in chat in a second where you can find it. Um, registration is now available for my book launch event. I know it's um, 2 months from now, but it is first come, first serve for the seating, and seating is limited. So it's best to order now and perhaps have to cancel your ticket, then wait till last minute and not be able to get a seat. So I'm not going to give the full link in chat. It's link. It's on my Linktree, like the link tr.ee/J Sherrod, and my last name is spelt J Sorry, Jay Sherrod. That's Jshherred. And it's a very top link in my link tree is to register for my book launch party, and I will put it in the description after the stream is over, and then edit all future streams to put that in there for in case anybody who is watching this now or watching it on replay would like to attend. I'm very excited about that. That also was confirmed this past week. Okay, what am I watching? Um, oh yeah, I need to put in here, listen to, um, I'm going to try listening to it without the ebook and see how that goes. It might be a hot mess and I may have to like pause it and wait until I'm able to borrow it again because there is a wait list. There are other people after me who wants it. But I think I have a lot of time for that, and I haven't been able to play Pharaoh a New Era in a few weeks because my hand was all not good. I was having a hard time grasping things, and it's suddenly it's not as aggravated and swollen anymore. So I'm hoping to be able to get back to that. So um, let's do the Good Doctor. I think I'm gonna have to do this with the PVR again. Oops, I forgot how to spell doctor. And I think, how many episodes are there of, um, I need to open up Crave. We're going to be watching episodes, oh, I'm going to not show my password. Um, yeah, see how many episodes there are. I don't play. 9 episodes. So, 5 and 4 and 5 we'll be watching tonight. 6, so Quantum Leap. Quantum, how did I forget to spell that? Leap. And The Last of Us. That will make us up to end of 6. And then Tuesday is 22 minutes. And Critch. And then The Last of Us makes us up to 7. And then Run the Burbs. Oh, last Wednesday, we decided because the showrunner for Picard says as soon as Picard drops at midnight, you all are going to want to watch it because you do not want this episode spoiled. So last Wednesday, we were up very, very late so we could watch um, the next the episode of Picard, and we should have just waited until our regular time on Thursday night because we were so tired on Thursday. Like we were up till like 1:30, which is way too late. We're up late anyways till about like 12:30 or 1, but the extra half hour like really sets us up for a bad day the next day. And nobody spoiled it, so like it would have been fine. People didn't start spoiling it until the end early Friday. And then again, we watched the first episode of The Last of Us on Wednesday, maybe. I think so. And that, yes, it is dedication. We are like when I say I am a hardcore Star Trek fan, I am a hardcore Star Trek fan. There's a reason why Bell Media has become on. Bell Media owns the rights for Star Trek in Canada, and they're like a major television, phone, like media company. And so, um, because I am huge, I have watched. He wouldn't have made it. Yeah, no, we stay up for yeah rarely are would be able to meet it, but it's so engaging, like so it was just one of those things where we had no choice really. Well, we did have a choice. Fantasy Island, but not again. We're gonna do it on a regular at nighttime on Thursday because so what did I say I was 7? So, this would be Alaska Daily, and then The Last of Us would put us to 8. Oh, and then this would be the end on Saturday. Let me see. Also, the episode lengths for The Last of Us are like all over the place. They're anywhere from like 48 minutes to almost an hour and a half, which is really, no, really interesting to me. Let me open this back up. Um, how long is that last? 44 minutes, 51. Okay, so then we'll be able to watch. Oh gosh, what's Ted Lasso? Ted Lasso. And then Saturday is Hometown and Magnum. And also a new season, at least in Canada. I don't know if it started on HGTV US yet or if it's already aired because shows air differently, like at different times on some of those channels. But Nate and Jeremiah are back with season 2 of their latest home show, and they're always so sweet and they cry so much. And I just like watching them cry, and then they make me cry because they make families and they're just such softies. And Magnum. Okay, so that's that. And then I think what I want to do, I haven't really done this in a while. I'm just wondering. Oh, this would require what? Some. I don't want to get my glue out. That's too much work today. Give me something that sticks. Too much. I might not be able to because I haven't raised the back yet. Because I'm a ninny. So that's not going to be possible. So listen to Will. So scones. The regular schedule is at midnight for Picard. Yeah, so Picard drops on Paramount Plus for America and the rest of the world midnights, like between Wednesday and Thursday, and on Crave in Canada, and then in Canada it also airs on CTV Sci-Fi Channel, and that it airs. I think I want to say airs at like 6 or 8 o'clock at night or something like that for people who subscribe to that cable channel. Um, and so some Canadians don't have Crave because they still have their cable subscription, so they watch it that way. And Canada is the only country where Picard also airs on television and not just streams via the app. So, and then, yeah, midnight is what, and then this past week though, it didn't drop until like 6 after midnight, which made us a little bit like nervous. Like, did we, are we staying up late for nothing? Um, Later than nothing, but yeah, so we got some stuff done. It was while we were waiting for to drop, my partner decided they were going to do the dishes and load the dishwasher and do all that cleaning that we normally do after we watch the shows and before we go to bed then. And so that took about until 12:30. And so it was like 12:30 when we finally sat down to watch the episode, which is a little much, but we didn't want it spoiled because the showrunner told us that like really you need to watch this as soon as it's drops and not risk it being spoiled. And we listened. So I need to cook or bake French beignet. I've already developed the recipe, well, like the first stage of recipe development, and then still have to develop. To dev. Scones. Sweet. Oh, sweet and savory. If I do them, I do them, and if I don't, I don't. Thing is, do I want to put the rest of this in my time off color or leave it? Because even though I'm officially on my staycation, I some other appointments may come in. I think that's everything though. I don't need to put in my breaks and my breakfast and all that other stuff because it's just whenever I do it, when my body says you're hungry, maybe. No, that's too skinny. Trying to figure out maybe if I tried this. I'm gonna do some deco. It's been a while. Oh, this might be actually something in here that works. Come on out. There may be something in here. No, these are all paper too. I mean, paper is fine. I don't mean it that way. It's just I don't want to glue. This is not the glue journal. This is the stick down journal. What a pity. I did not plan today very well, that's for sure. And that's too big. But I like that for something. I really do. I think I'm going to put that there. I might come up with other things I want to do this week, and I may have hooped myself, but I like that there. So even though I don't want to get out my glue, I guess I'm going to be getting out my glue. Because that is a very nice match between, I mean, I have gray, so anything's going to match. There's something about that I don't know what it is. There's something about this that makes me feel, yeah, this is the mood for this week. And then maybe this lady is funny. Okay, where is? Here we go. There's the paper. Move this out of the way for a second. I still have to get. Oh yeah, so I was talking about my toaster, and I realized I didn't finish telling that story. So yeah, I broke my toaster this morning. I knocked it off the counter. And I was very sad. And then it's like I have toast almost every single morning. Toast and peanut butter as like my first like wake up my stomach meal. And so I really can't be without a toaster. And doing toast, oh, okay. That's okay. Well, that's a problem. It's too big. I will fix that. Doing toast in an air fryer makes the crust too crusty, and I'm just not a fan of that. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna be doing this. Or no, I'm gonna trim it, or wait till the glue dries and have that bit hanging out. Um, so I went to order a new toaster today, and I always go to Amazon warehouse deals first, and there is too many options for toasters. Like toaster technology has changed so much, and all I want is like the old, the ones that Grandma had. It's the one that I had. It's just like a flimsy metal box with it wasn't even a dial at the time, just like some levers that you push one way or the other, and you put it down and you make your toast. And sometimes it toasts, and sometimes it doesn't, and you can't fit a bagel in it, and you can barely fit like toaster waffles in it. That's what I wanted. No, that doesn't even exist anymore. But there's so many options. I was able to find one that was like $20 because if I wanted anything fancier than that, that's why I have the air fryer. And one of my air fryers also doubles as a toaster oven. I just want something to put my dang toast in the morning. And it just, like anywhere from $20 to like $500 for a toaster. $500 for a toaster. Um, and I'm like saying I usually check out ATK reviews for that. What is ATK? Now I have to look up that. Wait, not this tab. New tab. ATK. Oh, America's Test Kitchen. Ah, yeah. A lot of things, though, that are tested on America's Test Kitchen are not available in Canada. So, like, what is available? Like there's this one toaster that like toasts with steam and stuff, and I can't think of the brand of it, and it's like a bajillion dollars. I think it's like $600. Um, it's not available in Canada, and I just wanted like a cheap Black and Decker or whatever. Or there's another brand that I know that if I get it, it's it will be good no matter what. Well, it's not Hewlett Packard. That's computers. Um, but it has like Philips. Um, yeah, not yeah. Anyways, so I did find. I think I got a Black and Decker $20 toaster. I just need it to toast. I don't need it to do anything else. Because I don't use a toaster for anything other than toasting my toast. I don't do waffles. I don't do bagels. I don't do any of that. And if I were to do waffles or bagels, then, well, I wouldn't even. I don't do, I'm not a bread person. And so it's not just I sometimes will do. And I'm saying I saw that crazy expensive toaster that is nuts to me. It's just toast. Yeah. So, like, that's the whole thing. I just want a toaster to toast my toast. And I don't care about the bagels. I don't care about the waffles. I don't care about the toaster strudels. None of that stuff. Just let me toast my dang bread from frozen. Because I eat so little bread that I freeze loaves and I take out 2 slices as I need them. Because it's not every morning that I have toast, but there are some mornings where it's just like I don't want to make my usual oatmeal and whatever, so I will just throw in 2 slices of bread, like 12 grain bread, and slather it with peanut butter, and that's my breakfast. Done. Because I don't want to spend whatever amount of time I do making my oatmeal and with fruit and full fat Greek yogurt and all that. So it's yeah, It's very, very limited case use, but um, and I'm like saying I think it uses AI, something like that. Something like that. And somebody that I know bought it and they had been eyeballing it forever. And I had to look it up. I'm like, that's a lot of functionality for some dang toast in the morning. Like, I don't know. That's a no for me. Let's put this here. I gotta cover this up. That's just a no for me. I have other fancy appliances to do fancy things. um, so yeah, I mean, maybe if I did like carbs, and it's not that I hate carbs. So let's first of all, let's get through here that I'm not demonizing carbs because carbs are a very essential part of your diet. Carbs are the first source of energy that your body uses. And I'm like saying, for that price, it better be Rosie from the Jetsons. Exactly. Carbs is what pushes protein into your muscles. You need carbs in your diet unless you are like me, where you have reactive hypoglycemia and carbs makes you feel like absolute garbage. Unless you go through a lot of work to, like, I have to have a very perfect ratio of carbs to fat to protein for carbs to not bottom me out. So things like toast are just a no, except for when I have protein in my coffee because I just for as an FYI, after consulting with my doctor and stuff, I'm still doing the protein, like the whey protein powder in my shakes, but doing um, the collagen in my coffee. So, and it is, I'm still a little bit under my protein needs for the day, but it does allow me to have that toast with peanut butter and not have my blood sugar completely like bottom out and have me fall asleep for 4 hours while my blood sugar is trying to like fix itself. Um, so, and it was really, so yeah. And because I don't crave carbs, except for in very rare circumstances. Last week, I needed to have so much pasta. But I was also my hibernation week. And it's just like, wow, no, it was not last week. It was Saturday and Sunday. So it was after I had like the 2 hours of driving, 2 hours of physio, and then an hour and a half of exercise on Friday. So that was like 5.5 hours of activity. That is like driving is not an easy task because it's painful. So yeah. Um, and so Saturday I was like, give me all the carbs. And then Sunday I was like, give me all the carbs. My body, and it's very rare that I crave carbs. And so I had a lot of pasta on Saturday and Sunday, and I think even Monday. Um, but I had protein with it. But it was, yeah, that's a rare example of when my body's like, okay, you need to have some more carbs in you because your muscles are needing them for some repair needs. And that's why I'm in, oh, forgot I had these here. Um, I get really upset and I don't know how to correct someone when they ask for recipes and they say, I want something that is high fat and low carbs and high protein and low carbs and low fat. And I'm sitting over here going, no, you don't want that. Like, wherever you learn that, you need to unlearn that because that's actually, especially if you're exercising, you need to have your dang carbs and you need to have your dang fat if you want that protein to make it into your muscles. Fat is not bad, it's the type of fat. Anyways, it just makes me very upset that like diet culture has demonized fat and protein to such an extent that people don't know that they actually need it for eat a can of tuna. Yeah. Yeah, like that's how I want to do because that would be like, no, there's nothing I can recommend to you. that fits that bill, because no, that's not healthy. And I've seen it was also in other fitness groups, not this one that I'm referring to, but another fitness group. Um, I saw one of the coaches like demonize carbs and fat, and I'm like, no, people want to gain muscle. If they're trying to build muscle, it's not even gaining muscle. If you want to build strength, you need you need carbs and fat in your diet. But it is the type of carbs and fat that, well, no, there's no such thing as a bad carb. If you're having like the fat though, like you don't want saturated fats. Saturated fats, and okay, that ripped the page, so oh well, it's gonna be out of line. Oh crap, and it's over the exercise. Why, when I tried it out, like I even measured it out first and it didn't do that. Okay, I'm gonna cut it there. What the heck? Oh, I don't have my scissors here. How am I so ill prepared today? Okay, I'll do it like this. But yeah, like have a dang can of like tuna or chicken or something. If I have no recipes for you that are not balanced, and tips, because it's just like, no, I don't do that. And I don't have boring recipes. Like one of the recipes that they gave as an example of something that they liked was use shake and bake. And I'm not going to shame shake and bake, but I will say this. If shake and bake is your idea of like seasoning up your protein, what I have to recommend to you will not be for your taste buds. Because I can give you a shake and bake type recipe, but that thing is going to have it's going to have some season that is not just salt and pepper and maybe some oregano or something. It's going to have some actual flavor to it. And that's another thing that I have been finding lately that it's so frustrating to me is like this, like the whole diet culture stuff has gotten so extra and extreme that people think if it has flavor, it has to be bad for you. When that's not true. You don't have to sacrifice flavor for healthy food, like healthy, balanced. Let's say balanced. Like flavor does not mean, and it upsets me. It just really upsets me that people are like eating like the most bland, boring stuff in the name of health. Monomic is saying, I remember those commercials, but I never used it. Um, which commercials? Oh gosh, my brain, because there's such the delay for the closed captioning. I never used what? I will wait for your response. Most of the time I know what you're talking about, but today it seems that the delay is an extra long delay, which is weird how that sometimes happens. Shake and bake. Ah, yes. Shake and bake used to be a very popular thing when we were younger. Like it was definitely a thing, and there's still. I mean, it's very much a white middle class dinner thing. It's like shake and bake fills that same space as when like in the zeitgeist and in white suburban families, as because it was definitely geared towards white people. Shake and bake. Um, that same place in like easy meal prep that frozen TV dinners did when they first became a thing in like the 50s and 60s. Rice-A-Roni, yes, that's another one. Oh my God. Yes, Rice-A-Roni. And then it got like fancied up by I don't know if you have them in the US, but Knorr side dishes, but the sidekicks. I think you have sidekicks in the US. Hamburger Helper, yes, that's another one. I mean, all those things occupy that same spot of easy, quick meals that when frozen TV dinners first came out to help the missus be able to join you and not be like for dinner and not be tired. Um, and they use really bad language when talking about it. Um, just like not just like the sexism of it, but there was also the yeah, some anti-black language um, in them as well. But it's just bizarre to me. Okay, yes, you have Knopf. Okay, yeah, Knorr. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the sidekicks, and those are actually some of them are actually pretty good, but it's and they're like a one step up from a rice-a-roni. Rice-A-Roni is for a little bit for the little lower class, lower end, like people, wage earners, and then Knorr sidekicks are for the people who have a little bit more money. At least that's how they were advertised in Canada. I don't know about how in the U.S., but it was all very classist. Hamburger Helper was also for people who were lower income earners. And I don't think they had a middle class like version of Hamburger Helper. But it was one of those things. The San Francisco treat, yeah, it's just so I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but it's weird to me that people still have that same. And I don't know how old the person was who was like saying, "This is what I do." Um, to like add a little bit of pizzazz to my chicken and make it healthier. It wasn't just the sidekicks, but for like they did a marinade and or not sidekicks, but the shake and bake. But I'm just like, if you're gonna do that, why not just like make your own healthier? Like actually get some flour, put whatever seasoning you like in the flour, do the same thing, and you don't have the sodium overload. And it's exact or put some like planko in some seasoning, whatever. Make your own breadcrumbs. I don't care. It's cheaper, and it actually has some real flavor to it, not some what like not some bland extra salty whatever Italian or whatever flavor it is. It's all marketing. Yes, absolutely, it's all marketing. But I don't understand. And I think part of it, I think part of this is because we were so poor growing up that even the things that were meant to be affordable to poor people, like rice-a-roni and hamburger helper, were still outside of our grocery budgets when I was growing up. So everything we made was from scratch. I mean, there was like we would start some things from cans, like tomatoes and whatever. We'd buy those obviously canned and frozen vegetables. And I'm like saying they make you think it's much more time saving. Yeah, when it's really not. Um, so we always had to make some. We always ate from scratch. Um, and anytime we would go to a rich. I mean, if you could, in my mind growing up, if you could afford hamburger helper, you were rich. Your family was well off. Um, I never understood the appeal. It was always just really bland and really salty, and I'm not a fan of really salty. And I think maybe I taste the fact that it's really salty because all my life my salt has been controlled because everything was made from scratch. Um, and it's not, it doesn't like you can make a whole bunch of like on meal prep days if you really like a shake and bake. You can make like bags and bags of seasoning ready to go. Some flour or panko or um, not corn chips, corn flakes. Corn flakes makes a really good breading. Whatever. Add your seasoning, put it in a Ziploc bag, stick it in the cupboard for when you're ready to use it. You're done. And you can make it the flavor that you like. Not bland and salty, yes. And I'm like saying we ate from scratch at home too, not bland and salty. Yeah. Like I mean, yeah. And so I'm all for if you want to have a better diet. And I'm not talking about like starving yourself. I'm talking about what you eat in a day diet. Then don't please for the love of everything, do not cut out the carbs and fat from your diet. Have lots of fiber. Have fiber comes from carbs. Complex carbs. That's where you get your fiber. Have those fats. Those fats, you need those fats for metabolistic reasons. Just stay away from the saturated fats. Oh, I saw another thing too the other day. Somebody was doing like a low, I don't remember where I saw this. It was like a cooking video that I came across. Talking about like a low cholesterol something, a low cholesterol meal. And this is another thing that still, like, the myth was that your cholesterol went up because you were having too much cholesterol in your meals. When your body makes cholesterol naturally, and the cholesterol that you get from animal fats is not what rises, or the cholesterol that you get from animal meat is not what elevates your cholesterol. You can eat cholesterol all day long, and for the most part, you'll be fine. It's a natural thing your body naturally produces. What raises your cholesterol, again, is the saturated fats, and those saturated fats tend to be found in red meats. And so it was just really interesting to me that no, you don't worry about making low cholesterol meals. You need to worry about making low saturated fat meals and have good healthy fats that are found in like avocados and olive oil. And corn oil is actually healthier than olive oil when it comes to saturated fat levels. And that's the thing that people don't talk. I'm like, why does olive oil have the health halo that it has? Like, is there like a big olive oil lobby behind that? I mean, it is healthier than like lard, um, but how did it become the healthy choice for an oil? I want somebody to explain that to me. I'm looking for some decorative stickers. That is something I really would like somebody to explain to me because I also find that fascinating. There's something in here I want to use. I need to add some deco. Um, I'm not like saying right, they're constantly contradicting themselves. Yes. And I think the thing, it's just so weird to me. I mean, it's not really so much that they're contradicting themselves. I mean, science is, like, when it comes to like, healthy foods, I don't like healthy foods, but like when it comes to what is going to lead to lobbying, there was lobbying for olive oil. Interesting. See, that would make sense to me because, and I know corn oil gets a bad rap because corn farmers, like there is something about like the production of corn oil that is like not environmentally friendly or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the whole politics of that. Um, but it is healthier than olive oil. Or maybe it's canola oil that's the problem with, I don't know. There's so much about farming that gets so politicized. some of it rightly so, and some of it is just like leave them alone, and that's not true. And then it leads over to some really um, suspect food recommendations or diet recommendations that hit people. And then when the science comes out, like actual good science, science that's not paid for by like the farmers or lobbyers or whatever, people don't get the, oh, wait a minute, what you thought for your diet was actually not true. Like I'm like the whole milk fats. Milk fats actually probably, I mean the science is still in that, we're re-examining what we thought about milk fat and heart health, but there's most of it is actually you can go and reach for that whole fat or 2%. Don't deprive yourself of delicious flavor because fat gives flavor to food. Don't deprive yourself of flavor by having that skim milk that is basically just white water with maybe a little bit of calcium in it. Have your 2% or full fat milk. I like this. Where do I want to put this? Here's a good spot. Because I know I won't be writing anything in here. That came... I'm on holiday, so... Oh, wait, the first day of spring is on Monday, right? First day of spring. It's funny how... Yep. So let's do... Do I have a little chickie in here? A little... I know I have bears, but I have like little chicks stickers for Easter somewhere. And I want to put, because chicks mean spring for whatever reason, which I don't understand, because chickens lay their eggs all year round. Chicks are born all year round. But I guess it's because they're cute and they're fuzzy and they're babies. Or maybe I can do this. Nope. I want a yellow chick sticker. It's taking me way too long to use all these stickers. I have a lot of Sticky Club stickers. Maybe they're in this one. Doubt it though. Oops. Oh, come on. Oh, it's in mine. There we go. Oh, caught that. Everything's falling down. Mnemonic saying is their favorite quote, whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it's time to pause and reflect. Mark Twain. Yeah. That's how I think they mean I feel, and it's a typo about health info. Yeah, it's always like changing so rapidly. I mean, and I personally wouldn't have like, it wouldn't be so disheartening if it weren't for the fact like there's this big huge like wellness influencer. Yeah, I know I corrected it to I feel this big huge wellness influencer culture that like preys on people's health fears and their insecurities about their bodies and poor body image and all that other stuff, and are just so quick to be like, ooh, this is scary, and let's cut this out extreme thing from our diet. Like Gwyneth Paltrow was just interviewed, and she basically eats nothing all day long. I mean, she's the biggest monger of health fear. And now there's going to be so many people who are just going to be like living on a bowl of bone broth, and it's not the first time she's done this, but living off of bowl of bone broth and vegetables all day long, and that's not food. That is not like your body needs way more than that. And but there's a whole like now it's happening on TikTok too, like really in dangerous proportion, just all these wellness influencers who are like, here, watch me starve myself. And this is how you can do it too. But they don't say it that way, obviously. It's very disturbing. Oh, here we go. I think they might be in here. I think so. Um, air sandwiches, yes. Oh my God. That's an actual, yeah. Like, pretend you're eating a sandwich and trick your brain, God, into believing you ate something. And if you like do the whole chew, 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 your body will think you ate something. Oh, this little lammy will work for this week too. Oh, let's do this little. Oh, there's too many babies. Okay, I'm just gonna do the lamb and the chicky chick. Just eat something, please. There's a legitimate fear that heroin chic is going to be. And for those of you who weren't alive in the 90s to know what heroin chic is, look it up. But I am giving you a warning for very sunken in faces and like very very bony people. Um, and I'm saying check on them in 10 years and see where they are exactly. They're going to have so many health problems because they're starving themselves to death. But yeah, I feel that, and I feel part of it has to do that. Part of it is like pushback against body positivity and healthy at every size. Um, because a lot of people are like so angry by those concepts. And so I think a lot of it has to do with no, we cannot allow fat people to exist. And so we're going to scare people into starving themselves again. It is sad, yes. There we go. That's cute. I think that's cute. I mean, none of this is all like a mishmash of designs, but I'm fine with that. I just wanted, and I'm going to put, just to remind myself that Monday is the first day of spring. First day of spring. I wonder if I have any other. Yes, welcome spring. Oh, that also reminds me. So yesterday's low overnight was minus 3.5 Celsius, and the high was 18.9. And today's range, the low overnight was 0.5, and the high was 19.6. And I hate this time of year. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I hate this time of year because I mean overnight it's fine and I get cool, but it's like no, it's not warm enough yet to turn on the air. But there is so much humidity. Like the humidity is at 39%. It was at like 50 something earlier today. That without the air, it gets really really muggy inside of the house, And but if we were to put on the air, it would get too nippy. So yeah, this is like the time of the year where there's like the whole from freezing to room temperature, and it makes it for very miserable. And I'm like saying that means tons of birthdays coming in April, including yours. Oh yes, April is a lot of it's my youngest's birthday. It's my partner's birthday. Um, yes. Well, let's see. It's your birthday. Well, that's not my. Um, I got quite a few birthdays in April as well in my family. Um, everything's gonna be born. The cherry blossoms are already out, so that's nice. We got flowers, but it's one of those things where it's pick a temperature, like either be cold or be warm. Don't do the whole like pick a lane, weather. Pick a lane. I can't do the wild fluctuations. It makes me miserable. The in between time of the year is rough, yes. And it's the same what happens in the autumn as well. It's like these next 2 weeks are just miserable until it's like, okay, we're gonna stay within like the winter I can do just fine once it gets winter because it's like the temperature stays within a few degrees of itself like overnight and during the day. But this time where it's like I'm going to fluctuate wildly, it's miserable. Okay. I think I'm actually going to leave that poking out. I don't know why. And I think with that, it's time to wrap things up. Yes, I am here next weekend. So thanks for joining me again. I hope you have a great week and a safe week. And I think this coming weekend is when the rest of the world um, does their, like the Northern Hemisphere goes to daylight saving. So we're still 1 hour, like with the difference. So join me next week at 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which I think is now 8 p.m. British Standard Time, I think, for a live plan with me again, where we sit next week. We'll be setting up the month of April. I'm really excited about that. Oh, now it just jumped to 20.4. Like it just jumped a whole 2 degrees since I looked last. Uh, anyways, um, join me next week for same time, same channel, as we sit and we chat and we plan. And yes, it was good chatting with you too. Yeah, until next time, everybody, stay safe. Bye.